Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My dear students, once again we are together with a new lecture, and this lecture is again from Chemistry Intersyllabus, lecture number 3 from the same chapter, chapter number 8, Alkyl Halides. And the topic which I am going to discuss today for you people is a very important topic, and that is the nucleophilic substitution reactions of alkyl halides. We symbolize these reactions as SN reactions. So, first of all, we must know the definition of the term nucleophilic substitution reactions. These are the chemical reactions during which one nucleophile is replaced by another nucleophile, and such type of reactions are called nucleophilic substitution reactions. The general symbol used for these reactions is SN, where the term S stands for substitution and N stands for nucleophile. Now, first of all, we shall know that what is a nucleophile. So, nucleophile is any single atom or a group of atoms carrying a negative charge on it. Any single atom or a group of atoms which has a negative charge on it is called a nucleophile, and the symbol used for nucleophile is Nu negative. My dear students, you must be knowing that a nucleophile is actually an electron rich atom or a molecule, means an atom or a molecule having excessive number of electrons on it is called a nucleophile, and due to the excess of electrons it carries a negative charge on it. Few examples of nucleophiles I shall give you here is Cl negative ion, Br negative ion, OH negative ion, Cn cyanide ion, alkoxy ions. So they are the effective nucleophiles. Now you must know that in alkyl halides the general symbol used is R bond X, where R represents the carbon chain and X represents the halogen atom. You must be knowing that in terms of electronegativity, carbon is much lesser electronegative atom than the halogens. So being less electronegative, the carbon chain possesses partial positive charge, while the halogen atom possesses partial negative charge. And this polarity of R bond X is responsible for the reactivity of alkyl halides. Now, when we are discussing nucleophilic substitution reactions, you must be knowing that X having a partial negative charge on it behave like a nucleophile here, while R having a partial positive charge is an electrophile. So what we have to do in nucleophilic substitution reactions of alkyl halides, we have to remove this halogen atom as the leaving nucleophile, and in place of this halogen atom we have to introduce any other nucleophile being attached with the carbon chain. So such type of reactions in which we replace the halogen atom as a leaving nucleophile from alkyl halide molecule. In place of that, we introduce any other nucleophile like hydroxide ion, like cyanide ion, like alkoxy ion, and form a new product are called the nucleophilic substitution reactions. One thing you must remember here, the attacking nucleophile which has to be introduced into the alkyl halide molecule with the carbon chain must be a stronger base than the halogen atom. A stronger base has to be reacted with alkyl halide molecule so that it shall replace easily the halogen atom, and in place of the halogen, that stronger base molecule of nucleophile make a new bond with alkyl radical to give you the substitution product. Now I am going to make a list of few effective nucleophilic reagents. Which can replace the halogen atom of alkyl halide molecule to give you the substitution products. These are few strong base nature nucleophiles which can be reacted with the alkyl halide molecules to give you certain nucleophilic substitution products. When alkyl halides are reacted with the OH group containing compounds, they will give you alcohols. When alkyl halide molecule is reacted with the SH group, you will get the products as thioalcohols or mercaptans. Alkoxy group replacing this halogen atom makes it bond with R to give you ROR, means ethers are formed. Again, alkyl halide when reacted with amino group containing compounds, they will give you primary amines, and similarly when alkyl halides are reacted with the compounds containing ester group, the compounds formed are called esters. So these are few examples of the nucleophilic reagents which are stronger base than the halogen atom. They can easily replace the halogen atom from the alkyl halide molecule to give you certain nucleophilic substitution products. Now, if we talk about the types of nucleophilic substitution reactions which alkyl halide molecules goes through, there are two types of nucleophilic substitution reactions. Of alkyl halides. First one is bimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. And second one is unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. SN1 reaction. So we start discussing the bimolecular nucleophilic substitution reactions, SN2 reactions first. Dear students, SN2 stands for bimolecular nucleophilic substitution reactions. There are few important things to be discussed in such type of reactions. Number one is these reactions take place in the primary alkyl halides. they are completed in a single step. Means these reactions are one-step reactions. The reactants on their way to products pass through an intermediate state called transition state. Dear students, transition state is the state where the bonds are shown half broken and half formed by means of the dotted lines. So these are the things to be remembered for the SN2 reactions to take place. First of all, such type of reactions take place in the primary alkylides. Secondly, they are completed in a single step. And thirdly, the reactants on their way to products pass through an intermediate state called transition state, and transition state represents that the bonds are half broken and half formed, and such bonds are represented by the dotted lines. Now, which bond is shown half broken and which is shown half formed? The bond between R and X will be shown half broken in the transition state, and the bond between the R and attacking nucleophile will be shown half formed by means of the dotted lines in such type of reactions. One thing you must remember here, that in such type of reactions, the halogen atom will be trying to escape out from alkyl halide molecule by gaining electron pair with it. At the same time, the attacking nucleophile will attack on the carbon atom from the opposite direction of the halogen atom. So we can say that SN2 reactions proceed with the inversion of configuration. Means the product formed will be in such a way that the side from which halogen atom breaks its bond, the product will be formed by the bond making from the opposite side of the halogen atom with the alkyl halide molecule. If I talk about the mechanism of SN2 reactions, this is a simple alkyl halide molecule. Called the substrate. While this is the attacking nucleophile, which can be obtained from any strong base. Now here, the halogen atom being more electronegative than carbon atom will try to gain the electron pair towards itself and detaches itself from the carbon atom. At the same time, this nucleophile will attack this electropositive carbon atom from the opposite direction. Now the transition state will be obtained where three bonds of carbons are shown intact, while the fourth valency of carbon will be distributed in such a way that the bond between carbon and halogen atom is shown half broken by means of dotted line, and the bond between carbon and attacking nucleophile is shown half formed by means of dotted line. This is the transition state. Ultimately, what happens? Halogen atom will break its bond with the carbon atom, and it is said to be the leaving nucleophile now, while the bond between carbon and this nucleophile will become permanent. Now this is the substitution product obtained with the reaction. So this is the simple mechanism of SN2 bimolecular nucleophilic substitution reactions. Again, one thing you have to remember here is that the rate of SN2 reactions always depend upon both the species, not only the alkyl halide molecule, but the rate of such type of reactions also depends upon the concentration of attacking nucleophile. So I must say here that rate of SN2 reactions is directly proportional to the concentration of substrate as well as the concentration of attacking nucleophile, and this is in fact the rate determining step and the slow step, because both molecules are playing their role simultaneously in the reaction. So this is all about the mechanism of SN2 bimolecular nucleophilic substitution reactions. Now the second type of nucleophilic substitution reactions of alkyl halides are the SN1 reactions, which are called unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reactions. So now I am discussing the unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reactions, which are called SN1 reactions. Dear students, unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reactions take place in the tertiary alkyl halide molecules. These reactions take place in the tertiary alkyl halides. Secondly, they are completed in two steps. In the first step, the bond between the carbon and halogen atoms is broken in such a way that the halogen atom, being more electronegative, takes the electron pair with it, and leaves the molecule as the halide ion. As a result, the carbocation called carbonium ion will be produced. This step is slow, reversible, and also the rate determining step. Means in this step, the attacking nucleophile has no role to play. Only the alkyl halide molecule, the concentration of alkyl halide molecule affects the rate of this reaction. As soon as the bond between halogen and carbon breaks, ultimately the new bond between the carbon and attacking nucleophile will be formed. So I am going to write the mechanism of this reaction as now this is the general representation of a tertiary alkyl halide. The halogen atom being more electronegative will get electron pair with it and leaves the molecule as the leaving nucleophile. The tertiary alkyl halide molecule is called the substrate. After leaving the substrate molecule, the halogen atom will be called as leaving nucleophile, while the carbon carrying positive charge on it is now called the carbonium ion. We call it as simply tertiary carbonium ion. So you must remember here that the rate of SN1 reactions is directly proportional to the concentration of substrate, the tertiary alkyl halide molecule, because as soon as the bond between halogen and carbon breaks, the new bond will be formed between the tertiary carbon and the attacking nucleophile. So rate of these reactions proportional to the concentration of tertiary alkyl halide molecule, the substrate. Now the second step, step number 2. In this step, the attacking nucleophile attacks the carbonium ion from the same site to which halogen atom was detached. In order to give you the product. Dear students, this step is irreversible. And fast step. If I write the mechanism of this second step, this is the tertiary carbonium ion. This is the attacking nucleophile. Now this attacking nucleophile is free now to attack the carbonium ion from the same site to which halogen was moved, and the ultimate product will be the substitution product. Dear students, the carbocations, which I am calling as the carbonium ions, are of 4 types. The tertiary carbonium ion, the secondary carbonium ion, the primary carbonium ion, and a simple methyl group carbonium ion. So you must remember here that the stability order decreases from tertiary carbonium ion to secondary, secondary to primary, and primary to simple methyl group carbonium ion. This is the decreasing order of the stability of carbonium ions. Now, if we recall our whole topic, I told you that SN2 reactions take place in the primary alkyl halides, while SN1 reactions take place in the tertiary alkyl halides. Now, as far as the secondary alkyl halides are concerned, I am telling you that secondary alkyl halides can go through both type of mechanism, SN1 as well as SN2. Depends upon the nature of solvent used in the reaction. If the secondary alkyl halides go through the mechanism using non-polar or non-ionizing solvent, they will go through the SN2 mechanism. While if the secondary alkyl halides are reacted in the presence of ionic or polar solvents, they will go through SN1 mechanism. So you must remember here that tertiary alkyl halides will go through SN1 mechanism, primary alkyl halides will go through SN2 mechanism, while secondary alkyl halides can go through both SN1 as well as SN2 mechanisms depending upon the nature of solvent used. In the presence of ionic or polarizing solvent, they follow the SN1 mechanism. In the presence of non-polar solvent or non-ionizing solvent, they will go through SN2 mechanism.